So now that you're done with the notes, you're going to start with this sheet. And so you're doing the same thing from the notes. You're going to break apart each of these into 2 or maybe 3 or more different shapes and find the area of each one. Now the first one's pretty easy. I think you can clearly see that you can divide here, and so you can find the area of each square. There's workspace here, but I really want your work on a separate sheet of paper. So like number it number 1, area. You could say area equals base times height, and you know the base and the height are the same. 6 times 6, and I want to see area equals, like that's the way I want to see your work. And for each shape, and then you can put the total. So you can say the area for this, the area for this, the total here, but your work needs to be organized on a separate sheet. Let's see how we can break up number 2. Hopefully you see there are some triangle-like shapes here. It looks like they already kind of have a line, so let's just fill that in. So this is going to be a base of 4, height of 5, and then let's make the same kind of triangle here. So just connect those. Well, what's this going to be? This is going to be 5. And we know that this is 7, so when I want to find the area of this rectangle, it's going to be 5 times 7. And then when I find the area here, this is also going to be 4. So these are the same size. Make sure you show your work for each part on the other sheet. Let's look at this one. How can we break this one up? Oops, sorry. Hopefully you see a kind of triangle-like shape here, and you can just easily, with one line, break those apart. So now you have a rectangle. Well, what are the dimensions of the rectangle? Well, all of this is 11, but this much is 8. So your base is 8 and your height is 4. So you already know what you're going to do for this part. What about this part? From here to here, that means here to here is 6. So my base is all of this for the triangle. My base is 6, because that's what they told me. And then, well, what's the height? Well, the height's going to be, I have to do some subtracting. I see that all the way from the end to end is 11. This much of the 11 is 8. How much is left over to be the height of the triangle? I'm going to have to subtract 11 minus 8. And when I subtract that, I see that the height of this triangle is 3. You can use your formula for area of a triangle. Find that area, find this area, have all your work on a separate sheet of paper, and you can put your total here. Whew, okay. Hopefully you're seeing where some lines can be drawn. That should be the easier part. Okay, let's just knock this out here, and let's make this a square. This is going to be 4 by 4 by 4. You can find the area of this square, base times height. They've labeled it for you. You have the numbers you need. Let's continue that line and draw it all the way across here. You're going to have to find out this measurement and this measurement. Well, how long is this from this line to this end? It's the same as from this line here. So this is 4, so my height of my triangle is also going to be 4. What is the base? What is the distance from here to here? Well, look, there's an arrow pointing from each end of the triangle, and it's telling me that this is 6. So you have your base and your height of your triangle. You can use these two numbers to find this area. You can use these two numbers to find this area. Okay, we're making some progress. Why don't we go ahead and connect the line here? We formed a triangle there. Well, how long is this side? Well, this side is 4. This is 4. So it's 4 plus 5. So the whole length is 4 plus 5. So this height, the height of this all of this is 9. So when you find your area of your triangle, half base times height, your height of this triangle is going to be 9. What about the base? Well, let's look at this. All of this is 8. So how much is this part? All of this is 8. How much is this much? Well, I have a little clue up here. This much is 4. So that means out of 8, this also is 4. Because this 4 and this 4 will equal this total length of 8. So when you want to do the area of that triangle, your height is 4 plus 5, 9, and your base is 4. So you're going to do 1/2 4 times 9. That will be your area here. Okay, a little bit left to go. I'm going to change colors because my pen's kind of dying. Let's finish that line this way. And now we have this triangle here. I need to find out the base and the height. Well, remember, this whole length is 8. This whole length is 8 because it's the same as this. So if this much is 4, this much is 4. And it tells us this part is 4. So my base of this triangle is 4. So when you do area equals half of base times height, your base is 4. And what's your height? What is the distance from here to here? Well, they tell you. The distance from here to here is 3. So the height of this triangle is 3. That is 3. So again, in your formula, you're going to be multiplying base times height. I do not want to see the work on this sheet. You need to break up these parts and label them, but this needs to be on a separate sheet of paper. All of the work. Even though it says workspace down here, you can add them up here, but you should not be working all of it out here. Okay, one last one. So we have a square, we have a triangle, base and height, we have another triangle, base and height, we have another triangle, base, and we just found the height of it, and we have this shape. What is this shape? This shape is a rectangle. The formula is base times height. Well, what's the base? The base is this part. The base is 6. We already found that. This is 6 and this is 6. So when I do base times height, my base is 6. And what's my height? My height is 8. And once you work all of these out and find the area of each part, you add them together and get the total. If you want a challenge, you can create your own. You need to be able to divide up your shape into at least 3 triangles and or rectangles. You can have a combination, but there have to be 3 different shapes of triangles or rectangles. So you don't have to draw the lines to divide them up, but see if you can create your own once you finish everything.